It's 2026, which means that live streamers will do anything for views. And in some cases, things that are incredibly dangerous and even potentially get them killed. Today, we're checking out the most painful deaths that were ever caught on live stream.
The Kick Incident. On a breezy afternoon in August 2025, a 25-year-old Kick streamer was invited backstage to a wrestling event.
Yo, am I stupid for thinking that he meant like a kick, like a roundhouse kick to the head incident? I wasn't thinking of the platform kick at all.
The guest of the show. When the streamer showed up, a 39-year-old wrestler would see cameras and video recording equipment following the man and mistakenly think that he was another wrestler that was acting for a skit. The wrestler would jump into full-on acting mode. Upon interaction, the streamer would say that he doesn't know who the wrestler is, and the wrestler would take that as his cue to get into character. He picked up a canned beverage and smashed it on the streamer's head, leaving him completely baffled. The wrestler's partners would step in and immediately let him know that the streamer wasn't a part of their wrestling set. Surprised and deeply embarrassed, the wrestler stopped playing as his persona and apologized to the streamer. And, reasonably enough, the streamer accepted his apology. The two shook hands, and the streamer would later on be invited by the wrestling crew to jump in the ring for a skit.
Oh my god, wait, I know where this is going. I heard of this one before, and I was gonna say, since I'm like in the social media realm, I feel like I probably would have heard of a lot of these, and this one I think I know. I'm pretty sure that this is Rampage Jackson's son, who got hit in the head with a can, and let's just say he's going to retaliate on the wrestler.
They told him that he could pick up the wrestler and do one move on him to make up for what happened, and just like that, the beef was settled. That is, until you realize that the 25-year-old streamer was being watched by hundreds of people in his Kick stream, and they all just witnessed the silly mistake on live camera. His chat began poking fun at him. They'd say that he got knocked out from a prop can, and then they'd begin asking the streamer why he just sat back and let it happen.
By the way, this isn't just any streamer. Like I said, this is Rampage Jackson's kid, who was a professional UFC fighter for a long time. Then he went to, I think it's in China where Glory is, and he fought there for a while. He's a really popular fighter who also streams on Kick. Point being though, that this kid was raised like knowing how to fight, and apparently he's also known to have like a really short temper. So this was kind of just like an awful series of events to probably the worst person to happen to, and it does eventually boil over.
Together, his chat began calling him a coward and something that starts with B and rhymes with glitch. And it didn't help that his father also egged him on by poking fun at how he was hugging a bunch of men in tights.
Hey, yo.
Here we go.
Did you get jumped by a bunch of dudes in tights?
That is Rampage Jackson, by the way.
You said what? I looked at your stream, you were hugging on some dudes, some booty shorts. I wasn't hugging on nobody. That's a pro wrestling show.
Tension slowly simmered in the wrestling arena as the night progressed on. The man began feeling a mixture of pride, anger, and the pressure of being watched by hundreds of people online. And as the verbal jabs continued, his restraint began to crack. After the wrestler got on stage and began his performance, the streamer would be given the signal to join in. He jumped into the ring, and fueled by adrenaline and rage, he lunged forward at the unsuspecting wrestler and lifted him off the ground by grabbing his legs. For a moment, he carried the wrestler in the air. Everybody cheered and applauded the young man, thinking it was a part of the act. But in a moment, the tone shifted. While still carrying the wrestler in the air, the streamer would slam him onto the ground with such brutal force that it had instantly knocked the man out. Without a moment to waste, the streamer hopped onto the man's body and began unloading a fury of punches to his face. The live stream kept rolling as the wrestler's body went completely limp.
The worst part of these situations too is that in wrestling, it's all fake, quote unquote. But it's not always fake. Like, people do get punched in pro wrestling. People do get slammed in pro wrestling. And so a lot of times it's hard to know if something actually is seriously wrong. And in this case, it's like if you're a fan, or maybe even if you're the ref, you're watching it and you're thinking, well, it's not real. Like, you know, he slammed him, but they practiced that. He's punching him, but you know, maybe he's just missing and it's not actually doing any damage, and they rehearsed it, they practiced it. But what they don't actually realize is that it is real. So I guess in some cases, you can even make an argument that fake wrestling is more dangerous than like real fighting, because in real fighting, if someone goes down and then someone's unconscious, the fight's over immediately. The ref, steps in, he takes the guy off, fight's over. In this though, the ref would let it go on and on and on because he's probably under the impression that the two would never actually intentionally hurt each other and everything is like staged. But in this case, and probably this is has happened before as well. When it's not staged and someone is actually getting beaten, it's hard to tell if you should actually stop the fight, if you should actually step in, if something is actually wrong. And I've seen the actual video of this. I would not recommend looking it up, but let's just say the flurry of punches lasts way too long and way longer than it would have in any other professional bout.
And the man continued punching his defenseless head. The crowd began screaming, and a group of wrestlers jumped onto the stage to subdue the streamer and kick him out of the venue. He let his emotions and a stupid live stream get the best of him. And now, because of that, this 39-year-old war veteran who used wrestling as a coping mechanism to fight off his PTSD was fighting for his life in a hospital bed. Within hours, the video had spread across the internet, shocking everybody who watched it. What was meant to be entertainment became evidence. What was meant to build reputation instead destroyed it. Despite fracturing his facial bones, losing multiple teeth, choking on his and suffering severe head trauma. I'm happy to announce that, at the time of this video, Psycho Stu is seemingly in better condition now.
It did say that the kid was arrested for felony charges, which I think is good. He absolutely should be in jail. I think that there was like a little while where there was a chance he wasn't going to go to jail. I wonder how long he's in prison for, because I think the dude should be in prison for like years, to be honest with you. You can't just, even if it's for UFC, WWE, or even if the dude slammed a can in your head, it's completely indefensible to beat someone to a pulp. And I mean, the guy could have died. I actually think that should have been deemed as like attempted murder, because had no one jumped on him, had no one stopped him, he would have kept going until the guy died. So I don't know. I don't know how long he got in prison, but I think it should be a very, very, very long time. Let me actually see. I'm sure I can find it. Yo. So he only got sentenced to 90 days in county jail and 2 years of formal probation and 81,000 in restitution. I don't even really know what restitution is. Is that like bail? Not sure what that is. That's absurd though, because again, I like, if you watch the video, I mean, even the video that we're watching now, you could probably tell like it really didn't seem like he was going to stop unless someone pulled him off, which in my mind, that means attempted murder. Like he literally tried to kill the guy. And that type of person should not be on the streets. He should not be out, because in my opinion, that is like disrespectful and harmful to innocent people out there who now have to live with someone like that, who would go and attempt to murder somebody. And it's not fair. I couldn't even imagine doing something like that. Like that is so absurd. It's so out of my realm to physically harm somebody. Like what a like absurd thing to even, I can't even get it. It doesn't even like go through my brain. And so to have someone do that and get out in 90 days is just, that's wrong. I think that's wrong. Next up though, we have the Facebook incident. Do people actually stream on Facebook? That's a real thing? Maybe like 15 years ago. I didn't know like today people even do that. I definitely don't think I've heard of this one.
Incident. On a sweltering afternoon in May, a construction site was on the brink of collapse. Flames surrounded the site as workers clung to metal railings inside of the concrete building, and smoke curled from different directions. People became scrambled, abandoning their tools and blaring their alarms as a thick black smoke swallowed the building that they were working on. Many workers escaped the inferno, but inside, 2 men found themselves trapped. They too tried to escape the danger, but due to structural collapse and extreme heat blocking off their escape routes, they found themselves stuck.
Why was this being streamed? Were they just like streaming the construction and then a fire broke out? And then they never stopped the stream? Just seems pretty bizarre to me. Like how could the fire get so bad when it's being live streamed as well? Meaning like, even if, you know, the people working there didn't see the fire, you think the live stream would see the fire, then someone would call the police? I don't know. Like how does it get this bad? Normally I feel like fires, like house fires get really, really bad if the fire starts and you fall asleep. But if you're awake and the fire starts, you think that you could put it out or at least exit the, you know, the house or the facility safely.
One of the construction workers thought quickly. He pulled out his phone from his pocket and started a live broadcast.
Oh my God. Oh, this is...
Words trembled with desperation.
Oh God.
Behind him, flames flickered orange in the haze. Every cough...
Yo, I can't lie, that is kind of a weird thought to like put on the live stream, knowing that you're about to die. That is kind of weird. Not, I mean, it seems like this guy dies, so like I don't want to be disrespectful or anything, but like surely he called 911 first, right? Like the first thing he did wasn't, all right, let me start streaming on to my fans on Facebook. That seems crazy. The only thing I could think of as to like why that would actually be a good idea is because if you know that you're gonna die, you want to like call your family, but you'd have to call like 10 people, you know, tell them that you love them all. But I guess if you just start streaming, then you can like reach all of them at the same time. Because then you can say, you know, I love you to your entire family, say your peace and your goodbyes to your whole family, all at once, as opposed to being like, all right, I got like 5 seconds and I'm dying in a fire, bye. I'm gonna call someone else now, boop, 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 boop. And then, you know what I'm saying? Okay, maybe that's what happened.
Crack and distant roar amplified the sense of impending doom. Viewers tuned into his live stream and witnessed the corridor ahead become consumed in flames, leaving behind no exit in sight. The other remaining workers that were trapped in the lower part of the building were rescued by fire crews. Ladders, axes, and officials all came clawing through flame to bring them to safety. They emerged splattered in soot with stained clothes, watering eyes, and burning lungs. But for the 2 construction workers on the higher part of the building, they were still trapped. They continued to cry out for help on the live stream, but due to the amount of smoke that covered the building, visibility became impossible. The building was just moments away from collapsing, so, depressingly enough, the fire crew decided to abandon their rescue mission for the last 2 men. It was just too dangerous. The men remained on livestream calling out for help, but in a split second, it ended abruptly. The building came crumbling down. Afterwards, investigators would later find that safety protocols were neglected, egress routes had been compromised, and the blaze had spread faster than anyone anticipated because of negligence. The livestream became immortalized as the 2 men's shocking last moments alive, but their legacy lives on in the loved ones they left behind. May their souls rest in peace.
Oh, that's so sad. That's actually so sad. I feel like every video we watch these days is just a sad one. I gotta start watching, like, does anyone have any like fun video recommendations that I can watch? Because a lot of the videos I watch are recommendations from you guys, and then every time, like, I'm halfway through it, I'm like, what am I doing here? It's so sad. The scary part about this video too is I'd imagine that all of these live streams you could probably go find, which I don't want to do. And I'd probably advise against doing that for you guys as well, but I'm just saying, I'm sure that they are out there somewhere. Next up, we have the Instagram incident.
On a warm September night in Buenos Aires, 2 young women and a teen accepted an invitation that promised them some quick money and fun. They received the message through a friend of a friend. Apparently, some people were willing to pay the girls to attend a private party. Delighted by the opportunity,
seems very suspicious already.
Later on, they would arrive at a quiet house in Florencio Varela.
Yep. And that is, you turn around already. Just leave. Just keep driving. Don't even get out of the car. Just keep driving, bro. There's no way. If this is actually what the house looks like, yo, there's no chance I'm going in that. Are you out of your mind? Especially if this is like a lot that's far away from everything else. Like if this is like a farmhouse, which is what it looks like based on this image, that's like miles away from anything. Dude, there's no way. I mean, I guess unless they got paid like a ridiculous amount of money, I could see it. But even still, like, bro, that's so sus, man. So weird. A friend of a friend recommended it. The first friend has to be there. Like that would be so weird if a friend of a friend invited you, but then your friend that was the friend of a friend didn't go. Does that make sense? Just for example, like if Jack had a friend that I didn't know that invited me somewhere and I went there and Jack didn't go there and it was just me there and not Jack, that would be so weird. That would be so weird. So I'm really hoping that the first friend is there. If they aren't there, you gotta get out.
But unbeknownst to them, it'd be the last building they'd ever step in.
Oh my God.
What waited inside wasn't music, dancing, or partying, but rather a masked gang carrying ropes, weapons, and evil intentions. The girls were all accused of stealing something that didn't belong to them. It was a package of illegal items that seemed to carry more weight than their lives ever could in the eyes of the men holding them hostage. They all brought out their phones and went live. 45 exclusive viewers joined in, and just like that, the infamous stream had officially begun.
I mean, why are they streaming that though? They're literally streaming themselves doing something incredibly illegal. I mean, that's kidnapping. That's, I'm assuming, murdering. I don't know if they're gonna torture, like what else they're gonna do, but why would you stream that? I mean, if you videotape it, still weird, still wouldn't recommend, like you still shouldn't do that, but at least like it's not out there, you know, it's your video. But if you stream it, you're like literally admitting guilt to this crime that you're actively doing. How dumb is that?
Gang shouted at the woman and told the viewers that this is what happens when people steal from him. The men then begun to beat on the
my God,
while
man.
also removing their fingernails from their hands.
Oh, I'm gonna throw up.
Continued for a long period of time until they finally the 3 women and ended the stream. Days later, the house was raided. Beneath freshly turned soil in the men's backyard, police uncovered the 3 bodies of the women buried in multiple pieces.
Oh my God,
the stream
I'm gonna be
had ended,
sick,
but
man.
its echo spread across Argentina, igniting pure outrage and grief. It was no longer just a crime. It became a symbol of how easily life, innocence, and dignity can vanish when cruelty hides behind a camera. Fortunately, however, the police have recently arrested the mastermind behind this atrocity.
You can't even call him a mastermind. I mean, the guy's an idiot. A multitude of reasons. But number one, why would he stream it? That's literally the stupidest thing that you could possibly do. I mean, seriously, how dumb are you to do that? No wonder he got arrested. I mean, that's truly remarkable. Of all the stupid things that we've seen on this channel, and we've seen a lot of dumb things happen, that might just take the throne. I don't even know how, like, what to say about how dumb that is. He streamed himself kidnapping, murdering, threatening, like so many awful things. And what did he expect to happen? He expected to get off scot-free? I mean, the guy's such an idiot. That's insane. But it does go to show like how quickly things can change in life. And you know, one wrong decision or accident can lead to just pure devastation, which is why you should cherish every single moment of your life and cherish every single day and make every day the best day possible. Honestly, I thought this video was gonna be like someone tried to climb a skyscraper for a live stream and fell off. These were all just like murders that were live streamed, except for the fire incident. Nonetheless, they were all insane and very, very sad at the same time. But if you guys want me to react to more stuff like this, let me know by leaving a like, subscribe if you're new, and click right here for more.